Hello and welcome to Horror Legend with your hosts,
Legend.
and Chris. Oh my god. Welcome back to Horror Legend. I'm your host. I'm your only host.
It's just me.
It's me, Chris, and I am really afraid. I'm the horror weenie.
And it's me, Legend. I'm the one who watches so much of this, I'm probably desensitized to something. The horror buff, Legend.
Okay, well, this is our first episode after the holiday.
Yes, we did take a week off.
Yeah.
For them holidays.
Did you have a great holidays?
It was good.
Yeah.
Just went over to my aunt's house for Christmas, and for some reason they thought her family room was bigger than my grandma's, and it wasn't.
Okay.
So, all of us packed into a small, but it was fun.
It was fun, though.
It was fun.
Well, that's good.
She just redid her kitchen and everything, so
Ooh.
it's pretty awesome, actually.
I went over to my husband's father's house. I made a lasagna. My lasagnas are way too big for some reason, and they take it took 2 hours to cook.
I don't see
maybe more than that. It was ridiculous.
I don't see a lasagna being too big as a problem.
Well, it takes a really long time to cook, and then after 2 hours, it still was not hot enough. But nonetheless, still tasted good. What I could taste, simply because there's 2 cats in there, and I'm horribly allergic, and I could not breathe, and it affected me for 2 days afterwards. I just felt so horrible. Anyway,
There's a joke in there somewhere about being gay and something about a pussy, but I'm not going to do it.
yeah, don't. No. We're above that. Legend.
There's a line.
There's a line, and
we're maybe a centimeter above that.
You were just about to cross it. Anyway, allergies. Is that where we wanted to start? Allergies?
Yeah, that's the movie we're doing.
Yeah,
right?
that's the movie we're doing. No, the movie we did, or we're doing, God, the movie we watched was The Conjuring.
Yes, it was The Conjuring.
Which I've seen maybe 2.5 times before this. It is one of my favorites.
Yes, actually one of mine as well, especially in the genre of paranormal movies.
And as we know, that is my favorite genre.
Yes. So yes, we did do The Conjuring. It came out in 2013. It was directed by James Wan. People might know him from... People always think I say James Bond. It's James Wan.
Yeah.
People also may know him from directing the Insidious movies. Well, 1 and 2.
Okay.
Conjuring 1 and 2. Insidious 1 and 2. Also, the very first Saw movie.
Not 2?
No, actually. He did not do it. I don't think he directed any of the ones after that.
Okay.
Him and Lee Wanell, who wrote Saw and Insidious, who also went on to direct the Invisible Man movie.
Okay.
Worked on those together. I think they also did that movie Dead Silence together with the puppets.
I've never seen it. I'm interested because there's puppets.
It's very ventriloquist dummy.
Okay. I need to see that.
Yeah. We'll probably watch it at some point. I believe the newest movie he did was also Malignant. Which was, to me, very good, but we will probably get into that at some point.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
This movie starring Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, both very good actors, Ron Livingston, Lily Taylor. I think the most well-known of the daughters in it is Joey King, who's been in a bunch of movies, like Dark Knight Returns and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
Or Rises.
Rises?
Dark Knight Rises.
I
think it's Rises. I can't remember. But basically, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren work to help a family terrorized by a dark presence in their farmhouse. Now, this is based on a true story, which it did kind of come out a little after that craze of when everything was based off a true story.
Yeah.
Little after, little during. Ed and Lorraine Warren are actually real people. They both have passed away.
Yeah.
Ed in 2005, and Lorraine actually passed away only a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a clairvoyant, medium clairvoyant situation, and then he was he assisted in many church paranormal investigations, but they used their connections and their investigations to help people. Really.
Okay, they're God juju.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
I had to look up. I had to look up what clairvoyant was because I you hear that gets thrown around. Didn't know what it meant.
Oh yeah, that and medium get thrown around like crazy.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. I'm a clairvoyant.
Mediums like talk. They can communicate.
Yes.
With the dead. Clairvoyants just can see things on the others. Just not even just ghosts or dead people, but they can see like energies and things.
Which I think, based on how Lorraine and Ed talk about her, I think she was a little bit of both.
Yeah, it seems like she was a little bit of both.
Because it seems like really she gets visions and can see warnings and things like that.
Yeah.
But it also seems like she's able to communicate. Again, I don't know how in person that was.
Yeah.
She was on a couple of episodes of like that Paranormal State show.
Oh, okay.
With those guys that are ridiculous. But it seems like she's a little bit of both.
Do you know what? I wrote this down a little bit later, but seems appropriate now. Do you know what the Warrens thought of these movies? Like, did they ever say anything about it?
So I know for this one, from what I remember, is, well, one, Lorraine loved Vera Farmiga.
Yeah.
But she was like kindest person, like loved that she got to play her and everything.
Yeah.
Her husband had since passed away before this, so we didn't really get a reaction from him.
That's true. I mean,
she said what they showed in the first Conjuring, and I don't mean like the ending when everything goes crazy and certain things, but like what they showed in the beginning, doors slamming, pictures knocked off walls, all that stuff, she said was very accurate as to what they were experiencing in the house when they were there. The small stuff, like obviously, and the mom did end up getting bruises all over her body at some point. Carolyn Perrin. Okay. And another thing too is with relation to how the movie was made, I believe it might not be Joseph Bashar, the person who's in the makeup as Bathsheba, whenever they're showing it. I remember because they had the real family come to set, meet the actors and everything. Yeah. Is that when they saw that person in makeup, they said it looked way too similar to what they kept seeing around the house. Oh, wow. And they would not talk to him. The real family was scared of that, even just in the makeup, because it just was triggering.
I'm sure.
A little bit. But I mean, what an experience to have the real family come and actually talk to you about what they were experiencing in the house. And at least the set is not the real house. At least they're not bringing them back to the real house that they had to deal with that stuff in. That
house was very different than the real house.
Yes.
If you look at the real house, it looks more terrifying, really, because it looks more just everyday.
It just feels more real.
More normal. Yeah. It looks more real, obviously, because it is a real house. But
because in the movie, the house is a 2-story, like, it's a big house.
Yeah.
In real life, the parents' actual house, I mean, it was a 1-story like farmhouse.
Yeah, out in the middle of
nowhere on like 200 acres of land. That like they even say in the movie has been bought, sold off, subdivided, whatever. But like it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. However, the basement in the actual house is more terrifying.
Oh my god!
I mean, it is. Like, if you look at pictures of the actual basement of that house, it is terrifying. And there's this strange gaping hole in the side of the wall that goes nowhere into nothing. And it's just, like, what the hell?
Didn't you say there was a well down there, too?
I feel like that was the one that was a closed-up well as well. A well.
A well as well?
Which is always, like, a conduit sort of thing. It's running water underground is always like
I mean, they even use that in Stephen King's It. It was like it's taking shelter in the well house.
Oh, we talked about this before because I said yes, it's also in Ghostbusters.
Exactly. Oh, with the sewers in Ghostbusters 2.
New York City. Yeah. Well, anyway, this movie
Ghostbusters 2 Lost in New York. Just kidding.
Lost in New York. Oh my god. Well, the movie starts with the Annabelle story.
Yes.
Which is, in and of itself, great and obviously a different movie series.
Yes, what I like about James Wan's initial idea for these was that he was making movies about the different cases the Warrens had.
Yeah.
Because they released their files.
Yeah.
And Annabelle was one of them. Annabelle came before the Perron family. And in the movie, they, of course, make the doll look creepy as hell.
Okay, here's my problem with that, is it's less scary to me when you make it look so over the top.
If you're trying too hard to make it scary, it's not as scary.
I mean, if it was a straight up Raggedy Ann doll, which it is supposed to be...
which is the real doll.
It might not be scary at all.
Yeah.
But... nonetheless, like
you can make it look creepy, but if you do it too much, then it just kind of...
it's a little overdone, I feel. But
yeah, the original Annabelle doll, which is still, I believe, in their occult museum.
Yeah, in that box, just like how
in
it is
the
in
box
the movie, where it
that says "Do not open."
Yeah, and there's a tarot card there's a devil tarot card in the front or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
A bunch of like wards on it and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, it's a '70s Raggedy Ann doll. That was the original doll. Was a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
And of course, movies have been made now as prequels to this, like, are called Annabelle. They go into Annabelle.
Yeah.
But yeah, the original was a Raggedy Ann doll, and even in the case, like, you wouldn't think that kind of doll would be creepy, but it's still kind of creepy.
Oh yeah, totally.
Especially thinking that like something is just not possessing it, but just moving it around just to fuck with you. Like,
yeah. I was thinking too that, well, basically, the Annabelle story is someone got a girl got a gift of a doll from, I think, or I don't know, grandma, I don't know.
Yeah.
And, things started happening around the doll, and and then the doll freaked out and started killing people. I don't know.
The doll started killing people.
But, oh yeah, and drawing all over the wall or whatever in the movie as well.
I know, I do like the designs he always uses. You notice he always uses like the kind of spirals and stuff, kind of like Saw with the jigsaw puppet and everything.
That's true.
It's just kind of a cool design that he uses in like little font thing that he kind of uses when it says "Miss Me." That it's just like has that feeling always.
It makes me wonder, like, who would create a hoax around something like that too. Like if it was them doing it, it's like, it just seems strange to me. But
it just seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work,
That's why, like, some of these things where it's like, oh yeah, that was a hoax, but a lot of those just seem like easy.
Yeah.
If somebody's going full elaborate with a hoax, I'm like, this is just too much work.
Yeah,
there's got to be something actually happening, because I would never have the patience or time to do this.
No. So yeah, begins with Annabelle. Then we have the family moving into their new house.
Oh, and before that, really quick, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even
interrupts me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Even just from the beginning, I would like to say that they casted the Warrens perfectly.
They really did.
Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga do such a good job as those characters.
Yeah, they really do. He doesn't quite look like Ed. Ed was a little bit more of a Midwestern,
Well, and Vera Farmiga, like, in the face doesn't fully look like Lorraine Warren.
No,
but I feel like they match their energies really well.
They do, yeah.
I mean, we don't have much on Ed because of him passing away in 2005, but like a lot on Lorraine.
Yeah,
who actually makes an appearance for a second in this movie, but we'll get to that. But I thought they casted them perfectly. So I just wanted to say that anyway. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem. The family's moving in to their new house, classic haunted house scenario.
Oh yeah, white family
every time. And the dog doesn't want to come in.
I'm sorry that if the dog doesn't go in, I'm not going in.
If the dog's standing at the door and whining and doesn't want to come into your new creepy looking house, I would assume that there's a problem. Yeah.
Dog doesn't go in, I'm not going in.
No. Cats will just go in.
Yeah, you can't trust cats with that.
No, because cats see it. They just don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. And they're like, well,
oh, look, another person to serve me.
Yeah, if there's... they're like, if this demon kills my whole, family, like, good, I have the house to myself.
Right.
With the demon now. It's fine.
Self-sufficient.
Exactly.
Playing the long con.
Right. Was that music box, like, something she found in the house? Because I mean,
Yes.
because she finds the music box at the beginning. The kid. It was something she found
It-
in the
it
house, or
seemed
something
like-
they took with. I couldn't
No,
make it out.
they find it there.
Okay.
It seems like she finds it by the tree.
Oh, okay.
But I think she might have found it in the house and then just brought it out to the tree.
Oh, okay.
Because later on, you have you see Lorraine put it back in the place that it was in that crawl space. Because that's where Rory would hide.
Yeah.
And you can see a dust outline of where it was.
Oh,
she puts
okay.
it back.
Okay.
But yeah, she found it in the house.
Gotcha.
Because at the end of the movie, that's the thing he puts into the museum is that music box,
which I thought was odd. But, like of all things, but
I think it's because Bathsheba's spirit isn't really attached to an object.
That's true.
But Rory's was
attached
to that object.
Oh, that's
so then
true.
they keep it in there.
That's true. That
Which, when you watch it, you realize like he's not really that bad of a ghost, and neither is his mother, who ended up killing him.
Yeah, no.
They all were just
well,
they were all just kind of messed with by her to do that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That music box looked like something out of Beetlejuice to me, though.
Oh, 100%.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, it just looked over the top.
Well, it's
weathered.
It's just like if we end up watching The Conjuring 2, which I feel like we will at some point.
Yeah.
Small mention. Because you have the music boxes in this one, and then you have... You saw the second one?
I did, but...
It has that the Crooked Man toy.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it looks
yeah.
the same. It's got that weird kind of like, this is a children's toy? This is terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
This is Tim Burton terrifying. Like, what's happening?
Then they find the cellar that was boarded up. I don't know how... This is a lesson to do a very thorough walkthrough before you buy a house.
Well, they did say they bought it from the bank at an
okay.
auction, so like nobody showed them that.
So there was no real detail.
There was no walkthrough.
Gotcha. You think you would notice like there was a
like we have to disclose the
basement,
fact
though?
that 10 people died on this property.
Yeah. I mean, there was windows to the basement too on the outside, which you see later. So how did you not notice that? But anyway, I'm just gonna glance past that. The movies, they are the magic makers. They are the dreamers.
Don't.
So they can do whatever they want.
That is an unsatisfying answer. We are the movie. Also, did you ever play hide and clap when you were a kid?
No, I was like, oh, let's make hide and go seek like creepy,
even scarier.
Yeah,
like,
blindfolded. Like, what kind of
You want to play hide and clap?
Hide and clap. Oh my god. Anyway, he goes down to the basement. It's creepy. The mom wakes up the next morning with bruises, or just a bruise.
A bruise on her leg.
Yeah, just the first one.
Yeah. Also, like right next to the shin, like ow, does that not hurt?
No, it really does. You know, I'm like a clumsy person, and I will wake up with things, and now I'm gonna think that it's
and I'm just tall, so I run into shit all the time. I mean, I still have, from like however many months ago, I've got a scar on my knee from running into a bench at the zoo because I couldn't see it because it was so low to the ground. Actually, the scar is basically where she has that bruise.
Oh my god.
I'm getting possessed.
Yeah. Well, I know. I am clairvoyant.
I am aware.
And the dog was found dead outside.
Which is always so depressing. Stop killing the dogs.
Well, I mean, you got to tell that to the demons, not...
And I don't know if that was real or not for the actual story. If their dog.
Oh, see, I don't know.
I can't remember.
It's hard to say like what was pulled from factual, things and what.
I mean, it's over
wasn't.
dramatization.
Yeah.
But like, how could you not? Like, if you just do the actual story, it would be pretty boring. Let's be honest.
It really would.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing with these kind of movies. There's just like nothing. I don't know. Okay, you hear like, oh well, this happened, and then this person got I mean, they actually say that someone got flung across the room and things like that. And I'm like, I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. And I believe in this stuff, but I don't buy it.
Have you, this would be a tangent. Have you had any experiences?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do tell.
I mean, I've had a lot of them, starting from when I was really little.
Yes.
Because I grew up a little bit in Ohio. There was like woods behind us.
Always.
It was kind of in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it was kind of out there. And I had an imaginary friend out in the woods that I would go talk to all the time.
And now you're like, was it imaginary? Was it a ghost? Or was it a real person?
My mother was fully convinced that that there was a real person out there.
I mean,
that I was
as a
to.
Mother, that would be terrifying.
Yeah, she was like, the way that I talked about them and how I like fully saw them, I guess, was like, it was like I described a man that like was wearing specific things and all of this. And and then there was like a little kid that I would talk to out there. But
just imagining that is freaking me out a little bit.
But then when we moved to Phoenix, I definitely would see things for sure, like a family that was on the land there. Wow. Like I would see them all the time. I talked to them all the time. I would see them every day.
Yeah.
And you know, I thought that was kind of like, oh, just me with imaginary friends or whatever. But my sister, many years later, said that she saw the same thing, unprovoked from me talking about it. So maybe.
That's crazy.
And if I go into a place that has a lot of, like we went to the Copper Queen, and I went to the second floor. I think there's like a little lobby kind of area or a common area on the second or third floor. Don't remember. I walked in there by myself, walked down the stairs because everyone else took the elevator, and I could absolutely see people just hanging out there. Like people who weren't there, just hanging out in the common area. Like I had a flash of it. I had a flash of seeing these people in, you know, like the clothing that they would be wearing then, just like hanging out in there. And beyond that, I've had many other. I sense things, I see things.
Right.
I can't communicate with things. I don't profess that I can do that, but yeah.
Yeah, people will ask, like, do you believe in ghosts and everything? And I always just say, like, I've had too many experiences in my life for me not to.
Yeah. Oh, same. Like, I am ridiculously skeptical when it comes to this stuff. I really am.
Well, because, and I think what's crazy to me about paranormal investigation is people think it's crazy, but it's like, paranormal investigation's main goal is to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
It's to show you that this has a logical explanation. It's just the pipes, or it's this. But even if they can't figure it out, they never tell you, like, for certain, 100% haunted. They're always like, we just can't explain it.
Yeah,
so
the good ones.
The
good ones do that. Yeah,
like good
that
paranormal
aren't on TV.
Good paranormal investigators will try to debunk or recreate what they did, what happened, to see if they can. And if they can't explain it, they just say, like, we can't explain it. It could be this, but it could be this. We don't know. They never say outright, like, it's for sure a demon.
Well, that's why, like, there's two shows I absolutely love, and it's with Ryan and Shane, that one, the Ghost Files or whatever, because, you know, Shane just does not believe in shit. So,
no. And then Ryan believes a little too much.
A little too much, and it's a great dichotomy there. However, also, I really wish they brought back Living for the Dead, because that was absolutely amazing, because it was very well balanced in that whole, like, well, this is just could be explained by this, and this is, you know.
Living for the Dead was so good.
It was so good.
Not just because it was like queer paranormal investigators.
Yeah.
But because it just felt a little more real.
Yeah, it felt more real, and
it actually felt like they were trying to also help the people that they were doing investigations with.
It didn't feel like there was contrived evidence and, like, things like that. It just felt very real.
And they added, like, comedy into it.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, this is scary, but also kind of a funny situation. We're looking for ghosts. Like, it's...
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked that show, the way they did it.
If you still want content from them, though, you can watch Roz Hernandez. She has a YouTube ghost hunting thing that is on a little hiatus right now, and then Alex LeMay, who is amazing and sweet.
Yes.
Adorable, delicate woman.
We met her at what was that shop?
Curious Nature.
Curious Nature.
Yeah. But yeah, check out her. She's such a cool person. Check out her YouTube channel as well.
She takes like paranormal investigation equipment and like rhinestones it, studs it out.
She
It's amazing.
Stone all it's great.
It's so good. But yeah, I also kind of had a similar experience to you when I was a kid. There was an apartment. I don't remember this apartment at all. Like, I have flashes.
Oh, by the way, we are recording this on New Year's Eve.
So if you hear explosives, it's not gunshots.
No,
it's fireworks.
It's fireworks, and it's not even 7 o'clock yet, but it's Phoenix, so that's what you get.
Welcome.
All right.
I don't remember this apartment. I have flashes of this apartment. A couple of really kind of messed up things happened in this apartment. In my life.
Yeah.
But one thing my mom used to always tell me was every time she would take a shower, she'd come out of the shower and she would say, like, you would always tell me, like, yeah, I had my 2 alien friends come and visit me and we went running through the woods together behind the apartment building. And I'm like, 1, I don't remember any of that shit.
Yeah.
And 2, so I have no idea if I actually went into the forest with whatever the hell. But, like, can you imagine hearing that as a mother? You get out of the shower and your kid's like, yeah, I just was in the woods with these 2 aliens just running through the trees and stuff like that. You don't know if it's like, oh, it's a real person taking my kid somewhere. Exactly. If it's an actual creepy thing. Like,
exactly.
But yeah, so similar experience to your imaginary friend. And then I remember we lived in another apartment in Seattle and there was always a cold spot. My mom's seat at like the breakfast nook table in the kitchen, always freezing cold.
Wow.
And she used to go to the shaman.
Was
lady.
it under the AC?
No.
Okay.
She used to go to the shaman lady, who used to like do readings and stuff, and she was a medium.
Oh, medium. Okay.
But she came to the house one time. My mom had told her nothing about the house. She just came to visit.
I'm always skeptical of white people that say they're shamans.
Oh.
I'm just...
Please. You don't have to tell me twice.
That's all I'm going to say. Okay.
Which I don't even know if she fully called herself that or not.
Okay.
She came to the house, and we told her nothing about it. She just came to visit. And then she looked over at that corner, and she's like, there's a man sitting over on that table.
Yeah.
He's just sitting over there.
Yeah.
And... my mom was like, no, I don't know. She's like, he's not here to harm anybody. He's just really confused as to what's going on, to be honest. And she did something, and my mom went over there, and she could feel it just fade away.
Interesting.
Which was like, and then it was never there again.
I never tried to get rid of anything, which is funny. I've seen many things because my friend's apartment was there was an older woman that was still there and didn't like men very much at all because whenever anyone who was any men came over to that apartment, they just felt like they were being watched and pushed out of there, and I did one day see a sort of a mass of black smoke that had the energy of this old woman just trying to push me out.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it was interesting. And I just stood my ground and said, I'm not going anywhere. And she left me alone. But anyway, the supernatural does not scare me because I don't believe in demons. I don't believe in... I believe in trickstery spirits and things that
my thing is,
might want to cause you a little bit of harm, but
my thing has always been I feel like most people, if they're still here, it's either because they're just confused as to what happened to them.
Exactly.
But also, it's just energy being left behind. So when people say demon, evil spirit, what I'm thinking is...
It's energy. It's bad energy.
It's bad energy,
it's
but maybe
energy.
Somebody died in a rage or highly emotional, and so that carried along with it. So
in fact, most hauntings, most ghosts are that.
Yeah.
It's just residual stuff.
Where it's not it's not like the thing is really out to hurt you.
Yeah. It's
more so you're getting that negative feeling because it probably either died in some way that was angry or emotional, and that's what you're feeling.
Yeah,
exactly. Is it kind of projecting that onto you now?
Yeah,
because it's still there.
Yeah,
and now you're in its space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the mythology of
Yeah.
Catholicism and demons and all that. It's
yeah,
really cool.
it's fun, but
yeah, but like, I don't think real demons are.
all their stories are older or newer versions of older things.
Yeah.
So, but
well,
anyway.
and I do also like the theory that like even if it is like demons, like maybe it's a creature from another dimension because there's like multiple dimensions opened up around you all the time. You know, and even ghosts could be that. You never know.
Exactly.
But like, yeah, I love learning the mythology of like hell and demons and devils and stuff. But like, I don't think really. I mean, even in this, it's like she's not really a demon. It's a woman who was kind of an asshole when she was alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is now, this energy is in the house.
Yeah.
They never call her like a demon.
No.
Or the devil.
Well, they do say demonic.
They say demonic. But they never call her herself a demon. They're like, it's Bathsheba, it's this woman.
Yeah.
It's this.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie came out with a lot of
Oh, yeah, we were talking about a movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, this is a movie podcast. That's right. Oh my god.
You know, sound off in the comments if you'd like to see if you'd like us to do like a supernatural podcast too. We could even go ghost hunting.
I mean, we could go ghost hunting on this one. I love it.
Yes. Oh, we might do that, and we can actually put it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like actually film it. Okay.
And also leave a comment if you've ever had a paranormal experience. Let us know. Tell us.
Yes.
We are interested in hearing those stories. I love hearing those stories, even if they're crazy.
Yeah, me too. Me too. The next in the movie, we go to Ed and Lorraine's collection, and we get to see that. My only note on that is I want to see what the monkey story is.
Oh,
is it in the something?
No.
Oh, okay. The little clapping monkey.
The occult museum.
Yeah, yeah.
Which in the movie is in the house.
Yeah,
the real occult museum is off of their house.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly everything in there is either possessed or used as a conduit or
used
in a ritualistic practice, as he says. And you're not supposed to touch anything.
Yeah.
Because it could attach itself to you.
Exactly.
Which
I believe in things attaching.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, if it's attached to this one thing and you are there, it's gonna want to try to attach itself to you.
And little things start happening in the house. Legs being pulled, noises, sleepwalking, more bruises, animatronic birds hitting windows.
Not the animatronic birds. Pigeons aren't real, they're security cameras.
I know, right? And this movie proves it.
What I like about even the small stuff, because the small stuff they said was pretty real.
The small stuff is believable.
Is the one I don't like the most is the leg pulling, because that's been a cliche forever of like, oh, my leg's out from under the covers, so something's gonna grab it. And it's like, you're asleep, you don't see it coming.
No, I've had people sit on the bed though. Like I've felt someone specifically sit on my bed before. Plus, I've also, and it didn't bother me that much because I knew it was someone that wasn't meaning anything or was looking after me.
Right.
Or, also, we do have a ghost cat in this apartment as well.
Do you really?
And no, seriously, quite often I feel a pet jump up onto the bed and walk around on the bed at night. I will distinctly feel it.
In this apartment?
Yeah. Yep.
I was not told about that.
And and it's definitely a cat. Like you can feel how a cat like jumps up and like walks around.
And you start sneezing.
Yeah, you start sneezing. See, that's the only cat I can have.
A ghost cat.
Is a ghost cat, and I have seen it in the hallway a couple of times. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Like seen it.
Yep.
That's
straight
crazy.
up. Anyway.
I love though, like whether you believe in this stuff or not, I just love this stuff. I love hearing about it. And like I believe you because I know you've had experiences and seen it. And, like same here.
Next we play the creepy hide and go seek.
Let's play hide and clap.
I love this. This is a great scene. Do you know what I would have preferred if you didn't see the hands? Because to me it looks kind of hokey, the hands coming out of the closet.
It's a little campy.
Yeah, if they were like demon hands or something,
right.
like long, like
they're all like. You know. What I like about James Wan's directing style is he leaves that stuff in.
Yeah,
he's not afraid to be campy.
That is true.
It's like, yeah, it's creepy. Oh, it's there, but it's also a little cheesy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny at the same time, and that's what I kind of like about this movie is like it's not all serious. You have those moments where there's comedy, there's lightheartedness, there's levity. That's how you make a horror movie where you start caring about the characters.
Yeah.
And you get character development and more characters.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Just kidding. Just kidding. But that's what I like about him is James Wan, even in Insidious, in this, in Malignant, especially Malignant, not afraid to go camp.
Yeah.
And when you're doing it on purpose, because you just like the aesthetic of that stuff, it makes it so much better.
Well, they do reuse the human hands later when she's in the cellar, and it is very effective. It's kind of scary then.
The ones in the cellar, I love the ones that come out of the armoire.
Yeah.
Because when they clap, what I like about the added effect of you realizing it's not really a person is the echo that they give it when they clap. You hear this.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like it's not as loud.
Yeah.
And you hear this like reverb on it, and it's like, oh, this is like fake. This is creepy. Like the sound design's very good.
I have to listen to it. Like I have to watch it with headphones.
It's like a weird echo. It's like it's like echo.
I totally didn't notice that. I totally missed that. Then the next scary scene, the girls are in bed, and there's the whole like door slamming shut and everything. But like looking under the bed is like always the scariest scene in any movie.
Oh,
I don't know why. Well, I mean, it's because you can't see what's above it when you're looking below it, and they always lean into that.
I love this scene so much.
Yeah, it's good.
One, because again the leg pulling is relatable.
Yeah,
like everybody has that fear.
Yeah,
that like weird moment, but also she looks out of the bed. And it makes you expect a jump scare.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen.
No.
And James Wan's really good at building suspense.
Yeah. And
he does that really well with this. But like, and then like just from her looking down and you see the door slowly push open. Mm-hmm. And I love that they kept it on her looking that. But I love it whenever they do the shot where the shot like spins itself around as she's getting up and it just disorients you for a second.
Yeah.
And what I love about it too is behind the door is so dark. When she's pointing at it and telling her sister there's somebody back there, you as an audience member are literally looking for something back there.
Yeah.
You're trying so hard to see it, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But it seems like you can see something because it's dark. So it's like, it's just cool the way he does that. It just makes you, like, tricks you a little bit with, like, the lighting and everything that you think you can really see something back there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that. Like, this is such a good scene.
The mom... Is it Caroline? Carolyn?
Carolyn.
Okay. She wakes up with many more bruises. She really needs to stop running into doorknobs, I think.
Or just falling down the stairs.
Also, okay, I wrote this down here because really, though, there is a theory of like these haunted houses where there's a whole family experiencing X, Y, and Z. There is a psychological theory wherein they are all experiencing a mass hallucination due to extreme abuse and trauma, which I could...
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense because it also, like group hallucination, things like that.
That's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
People can make themselves believe in things as a group.
What was that? I forgot where it was, but... that thing where that entire town died because they all had a weird mass hysteria and danced themselves to death.
Oh, the French.
The French thing?
The French dancing themselves to death.
Of course it was the French.
There is a name for it, and I forget what it is right now. But
it's like weird mass hysteria where it's like, it's for some reason affecting, like,
that's what it is.
Yeah, it's like affecting everybody.
Yeah.
So this makes sense where it's like, not trauma bonding, but it's like we're all experiencing the same trauma, so now we're all hallucinating the same thing because of the trauma.
Because like the bruises that she has all over her, like what if what if the husband was like horribly abusing them all, or it's just I think about
and they're acting like it's normal, but it's like
exactly, and then they start like blaming it on supernatural things, but.
That's crazy. That makes sense, though.
It totally makes sense because a lot of these exorcisms and things like that are. They seem very psychologically based.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Paranormal movies in general, I think, are a lot of... Especially these ones are psychological.
Yeah.
You get some that really rely on jump scares and whatever. But these ones are like... it's like messing with you. It's like very much like throwing you off kilter, trying to make you like just depressed and like messing with you to like get into your life and stuff. Mm-hmm. So like it being like a mass hallucination
Yeah.
because of trauma makes perfect sense because your
Totally.
brain blocks things out
Exactly.
when it doesn't want to deal with it.
Exactly.
Like it makes sense.
Carolyn. God, she falls
Carol
down
Ann.
the stairs. Carol Ann falls down the stairs into
Poltergeist
the
reference.
yeah, into the basement.
Oh god, and hits the piano.
I know. Now she's gonna be real bruised now.
Well, what I liked about before this too is when they first go down to the basement, you hear her play 3 keys on the piano.
Yeah.
It's like doo doo doo,
Yeah.
whatever. And then whenever
Like Close Encounters.
yeah, whenever she's walking around the house and you see the basement door open, you hear in the distance doo doo.
Yeah.
You hear the same 3 notes that she played earlier. So it's like something's watching you.
It's very creepy.
It's creepy. Like and it's like if she remembers that she did that, even more terrifying.
Totally.
Which I would. Like,
yeah.
I'd be like, wait a minute. But also, don't go down to the basement. What are you doing?
And then they decide to continue to stay in this house after she gets trapped in the basement with someone she knows is there.
It's her
and like
trapped in the basement, and then at the same time, her daughter sees
the attacked by a demon in the
by
bedroom.
Bathsheba demon jumping off of the armoire at her,
and then they stay in the house. Like it's just amazing.
and the daughter
right?
keeps sleepwalking into the same armoire.
Yeah.
Which I have to bring this up. Okay, so one of the daughters in it sleepwalks, Cindy, played by I believe her name is it's Faye something. Faye
Dunaway.
Yeah, Faye Dunaway. Warren Beatty plays the
Yeah.
I think it's Faye Fredericks or something like that. But when this movie came out, she's like 9, 10.
Yeah.
And people were like, she's a terrible fucking actor. She's horrible. I was like, she's a child.
Yeah, you don't.
They were like going in hard on the fact that she was bad in this movie, and I was like, first of all, she wasn't, but also she's like 8 years old. Can we calm down?
You don't get to say that until an actor is an adult.
An adult
you
in
truly
a
don't get to
movie,
say that.
and she still did good when she was in Interstellar. So I don't understand.
Even like a teen actor, like I give them some leeway because they're.
I mean, some of them are very good.
Some of them are extremely good,
but it's also you give them a little leeway because it's like
they're young.
They're young. They're still
they haven't
learning
lived
how to
enough
do stuff.
to know how to react to things.
But yeah, I just had to bring that up because like I remember people going in hard on her about it, and I was like,
horrible.
she is like 12. She's
That's
like
awful.
Between 8 and 10. Can we just calm down? It's a child.
I mean, I have my baseline is extraordinarily low for like child actors in a movie. I assume they're going to be terrible.
A lot of them really good,
Oh yeah, some of them.
but
are
some
good.
of them are obviously not.
Most of them are pretty bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I just had to bring that up. I just want if she ever listens to this, you did a good job.
Yeah.
Don't listen to these people.
So I guess Carolyn got fed up enough by that, though, to go to Ed and Lorraine's lecture and to kind of corner them and, and get them to come out. They were showing that like footage of them exercising some guy, and they were like
Maurice, I think.
Maurice, and it was like saying that like they were horribly molested by this person and abused and everything, and I'm like, there it is again.
Like, horribly molested and abused by their father.
There's the theory again, but anyway.
Yeah.
They agree to come out and look at the house.
They do. And also in the scene in the classroom, this is where we see the real Lorraine in the front. So if anybody watches this movie and you're looking for her, it's this classroom scene, and she's right in the front row. You see a panic shot of the front row.
It's
and
the lady with the bouffant.
She's the oldest lady.
Yeah, the oldest lady.
The oldest lady with the bouffant. Beautiful woman. But and then they also go into the 3 stages of possession.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know what?
Manifestation, infestation, possession, or something.
Do you know what's far more important than that? Lorraine's outfit.
Oh my god, her outfit is fire.
The roughly 70. Ugh.
It's amazing.
Jumpsuit. Anyway. They go out to the house, though, the Warrens. It's just funny when they come in and are introduced to the kids. That one girl that saw the first thing, like that saw it first, basically.
Yeah.
The girl, she looks so haggard at that point.
She's like, her eyes are like,
yeah, her eyes are all
like
sallow,
dark
and
circles.
she's like staring
and she's like super pale, and she's just like, I'm done.
Yeah, she was like so over it.
We need to leave. I don't know why I'm still here. We're sleeping in the living room. It's cold as hell.
But they're talking about like the things that they've been happening, and the knocking coming in threes. all of that.
Which, is supposed to be a
mockery of the
slight
Trinity.
to the Holy Trinity.
Yeah. But for me, as a pagan, threes are like extremely important in that as well. Threes have always been super spiritual numbers, just because there's always like triune like gods and goddesses and things. You know, goddesses that have three faces, things like there's always like that type of thing. That's always been a thing. That just threes have always signified like the other side, basically, in a way. So they weren't always like it's always signified something spiritual, which is interesting.
Well, and it's crazy that you get these similarities between a bunch of different things altogether.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me started.
We can go off on a whole
Don't get me started on how, like, the Catholic Church stole everything from the pagan religions.
Yeah, don't worry. One of our next horror movies is going to be The Passion of the Christ. I'm just kidding.
Anyway.
But yeah, the doors moving in threes, everything in threes, and then... they keep saying they smell rotting meat. Yeah,
which is a common thing with like...
Which they say is common with demonic
evil
possession.
hauntings or whatever. Yeah.
Or demonic hauntings. If you believe in demonic hauntings. Or demonic things in general. I love... They do go into the cellar, and I love the shot of Lorraine in the cellar. Yeah. He's really good with lighting, and then you can hear all those voices that she's like hearing in the thing, and she's like, something bad happened here, but it's like that shot is just really cool. Yeah. And to be fair to this movie, when you do look up the history of this farmland, and they give you a little bit of it in the movie, like there's no way that nothing bad could not be happening on this farmland, to be honest. With the amount of poisonings, the amount of like poisonings, drownings, hangings, shootings. Like it was 200 acres of farmland that like a lot of people died on. Yeah. And so it's like, well, it's like Pet Cemetery. The ground is sour. like it's not. It's definitely a place filled with insanely negative energy. Yeah. Because of all of the, not just the deaths, but the way people died. Yeah. On that land, including Bathsheba, who is a real person, was a real person. Yeah. There's actually pictures of her online. You can actually find pictures of her from a distance. And her gravestone is real. One thing that's crazy about the gravestone is it keeps cracking itself. Oh. They keep having to fix it. Interesting. It just like cracks. Huh. But they talk about her being a witch. I don't know if she's actually related to one of the Salem witch trial women that was accused of it. I can't remember if she was. Movie,
but I don't know if she actually was.
I don't know if she was also in love with Satan or possessed or like.
Well, none of the women that were like were accused of being witches at that time were probably witches. Yeah, they just pissed off the wrong person.
But the thing that really did happen with her, at least one thing that was real, was I don't know if she was watching a neighbor's kid baby. Yeah. Or it was her own baby, I can't remember. But like before the census went through, she did drive a sewing needle through its skull. Damn. In front of the fireplace in that house. Damn. So that is something that actually did happen.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
No. They in the movie they say it's because she's into like witchcraft and she's sacrificing the kid to the devil. Yeah, well. From what I've read, the whole her being a witch thing is a little like far-fetched. Or
sounds like she was just mentally unstable.
I think she was just mentally unstable. But yeah, I know that's at least one thing that did actually happen with her was her killing a baby in front of the fireplace. I don't think it was any sort of ritualistic sacrifice or anything like that. I think she literally just did it because she wanted to. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, she was not a good person.
Doesn't sound like it.
I don't think she was a great person. But yeah, that's who they keep seeing in the house and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to, like, because in the movie, like, over-exaggerates it and who she was.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm definitely not defending her.
No.
But as the real story, like, that is something that actually did happen.
Yeah, you do have to look at it at a lens of, like, this woman was disturbed.
Yeah, and she did it, obviously, cold and calculated, too, because she did it before the census so that they wouldn't know that she had another child.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. Like,
that is insane.
But yeah, I mean, she may have quote unquote put a curse on people who want to take their land and everything, and maybe that's, you know, that negative energy caused a bunch of stuff, but you never know. Like,
you never know. Witches
and curses, I mean, it's all, like, that's kind of like the derogatory version of somebody being a witch, is like...
Well, there's nothing wrong with... I'm not one of those love and light new agey witches. No, really. I mean, if you want to put a curse on like a president or something, fine.
No, but you know what I mean. How they use that stuff derogatorily to describe.
No, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
Because like even if you're not new age lovey, like people who still practice that stuff, it's like I feel like it's legitimate. It's what you love to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't like but people use it in derogatory ways.
Oh no, totally.
Yeah. But also, if you want to curse the next president, I'm not going to stop you.
Exactly. Exactly. This is a very random note, but that little girl that has the imaginary friend, the boy, she looks like she's like 35, doesn't she?
She looks like she's wearing a wig.
Right?
Because that is so much hair for that child.
Yeah.
Am I crazy, or does that look like so much hair for that child?
Voluminous hair
for that young of a child. That is so much hair.
Like, just the way she was dressed, she just looked like she was trying to look like an older lady or something.
It's like that movie Orphan. Like it's so just like it's like little old lady dressed as a child.
Yeah,
like a doll.
Yeah,
situation.
It's like
it's Annabelle. I'm just kidding. That's so funny. I didn't even think about that. That is so funny.
That was like my first thought about her.
She's 30 years old?
Yeah. The Warrens leave. They get the hell out. No. They leave, and then they have like a little night away without them. They don't really go into that much. And then the Warrens arrive again with a whole crew. They set up equipment in the house.
Yes.
Like all the video cameras, the this and that.
They have, it's like...
temperature meters.
One of their assistants, Drew.
Yeah, an assistant and a cop.
Yeah, with the assistant and then the cop, Brad, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not that important.
Drew's hot, so it's whatever.
He's hot. Yeah.
What I love about them going in at first is the transition shots. Drew's like in one side of the corner setting up a camera, then the pans over, then all of a sudden he's by the door putting up a bell, then he's in another room setting up a camera. Just the transitions that he uses.
That was good.
They're so cool.
That was good.
It's one thing about him as a director in Insidious, Conjuring 2, all this is look at his transitions, the way he edits things, and it's just amazing. The way he it's like Conjuring 2 or even Insidious, whatever, somebody moved to the side, and then all of a sudden this whole family appears next to them, from out of nowhere behind their back.
Yeah.
Just that editing is so cool. And he does that in The Conjuring 2 at some point, too, where he just it's not there, then all of a sudden she shifts and there's something behind her. It's just a cool editing style. But yeah, those transitions, sorry, this is me going off film nerd.
Well, no, that's
my thing.
That's your job.
Is the transitions of him setting up everything are really cool, because then it does a callback later when he's running through the house looking for the 30-year-old little girl. April. He's running through the house and it's doing those transitions into other things as well. So it's kind of does it twice. And it's I like that.
Huh.
Film nerd.
I really had the question, seeing them set up all that equipment and things. Like, do they still have the original videos and pictures of things that they took?
I would love that if those cameras actually had film in them. On set, and they would just release the pictures they got.
That would be funny too. But no, I mean, do they have Ed and Lorraine's original photos and videos?
I wonder if they were in the files.
I have to.
Maybe
wonder
they just
if they
weren't allowed to use them.
They might not have been able to use them for the movie for sure, but
or maybe because they ended up giving the evidence to the church to try to get the ex to
maybe I don't know if they ever
actually did that,
released any of it or anything, because that's
interesting.
Love to
that's
see,
interesting.
Because
that would be really
like,
cool.
Okay.
If it's at the end of the movie in the credits we get to see all the real family and the Warrens.
Yeah.
But that would have been so cool if they showed us the actual footage.
Yeah, because they do these investigations and they do take pictures and take video and
and at the end of The Conjuring 2 they play the real recording they did of the little girl.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so cool if they would have had the actual photos.
Right.
Also, also Brad with the video camera. It's like 70s found footage horror movie going into the basement.
Yeah.
And if you notice the sound design on that too, it's all from his microphone, so everything is like quiet, and all you can hear is like the microphone. That's why he's like faint talking, and I love his reaction to things. Because earlier in the movie, they're doing an investigation on those people's houses, those people's houses, and they're like, "Look, it's the pipes hitting these boards."
Yeah,
and then I just see them in the basement, and he's doing the microphone, and then he like holds it up, and you can hear the pipes moving, and he's like. Like he like gets annoyed for like a second because it's just the pipes moving, and he's like, "Come on!" But I love the sound design on that and how it's like literally like, "Oh, we're doing a little 70s 16mm footage kind of situation."
So this is kind of where the haunting reaches its apex. Bathsheba possesses Carolyn.
This is another really good transition.
Yes.
The sheet.
Oh
outside.
God, the sheet out that laundry scene is crazy.
Laundry scene, storm coming in, and then the sheet flies off and hits something that's like you can't see.
I've always wanted to be outside somewhere and a storm happens like that, because it doesn't.
Just so fast.
But it always does in movies. Like the storm just like rolls in, like, and like it just doesn't happen that way.
But I love the sheet hitting something that's in front of Lorraine that she can't see. Yeah. And then it moving again. Awesome. And then when it hits the window and swipes, you can see something in the window. Yeah. I love that transition. The transition's amazing. Yeah. And then we get to like kind of the cheesier part of like now she's over Carolyn and she like throws up into her mouth.
Throws up blood or something into her mouth.
Which is like her possesses
her.
Yeah. But the makeup they do for Bathsheba is really good.
Oh no, it's good.
The prosthetics, the contacts, everything. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
The little girl disappears into the closet, which is the crawl space that kid was in.
Yes.
And Lorraine goes in afterwards to... Was she putting the music box back or something? I don't remember what she was doing in there.
So the little girl is setting off the cameras because something's following her and she's sleepwalking. Yeah. And they figure out that she's in the armoire and there's like a secret thing where Rory, the boy that the other little girl keeps seeing, used to hide. Yeah. I'm assuming from his mother or whatever was in the house with them.
Exactly.
But after they get her out, the daughter out, Lorraine goes in there just to check it out and see what it is. Yeah. Because the little girl tells her like that's where Rory used to be. So she takes the music box. And you can see an outline of the dust of the music box. She puts it back and everything. But then you see a rope. Pulls the rope, and it's a noose. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's Bathsheba's noose.
I would assume.
If not the mother of Rory's mother, because she did end up killing herself at some point.
Because you see two people that are hanging.
But she stands up and then she ends up falling through the floorboards from the second floor into the basement. Which is an insane fall through the wall.
It is. That is an interesting scene, and it seems like she's falling a little too long, but... Yeah.
Well, I think it's also because she's got her feet trying to stop her.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've never fallen through the floor before, so I don't know how long it takes, but...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it takes, but it obviously... I mean, people are just getting bruised in this movie left, right, and center. Yeah. I love this scene, too, because like, she falls, but the music box falls with her. Yeah. She's able to use the music box to see if there's anything in the basement with her, and that's when you see Rory's mother holding his body with a knife. Yeah. And now before, when you kind of heard the story, it sounded like he disappeared into the woods. Mm-hmm. She ended up killing herself at some point. And then you find out through this little tableau of whatever that, like, she ended up killing him because of being possessed by Bathsheba. Yeah. And then killing herself. Mm-hmm. And you kind of get the... You get the feeling that, like, the other ghosts in there are scary, but they're also there trying to warn them. Yeah. Like, something's wrong with this. And that's, of course, when Bathsheba shows up and chases Lorraine through the basement.
Yes, all hell.
And she steals her locket. Now, the locket earlier in the movie was the one that her daughter gave her, and she has one just like it. Yeah. Which I loved that, because that was the connection of Bathsheba being able to use that locket as a connection to go back to their house. Yes. Through her locket.
Yes. Yeah. this is what finally prompts the family to leave the house.
Oh, God. I mean, again, if the dog doesn't go in, I'm not going in. I wouldn't have been in the house.
This would never have happened. Lorraine sees a vision of her daughter floating dead in the little lake outside and is like, oh, now my family's in trouble.
Yeah. She's seeing a warning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Warrens go to the church to talk about an exorcism. Catholics are weird.
And as somebody who grew up Catholic, I can attest to that.
I just love the bureaucracy of it, where he's like, oh, well, they're not members of the church, and they're not. I mean,
I know,
and they're like, oh, I have to get this from approval from this person,
which is so weird because like Christianity's all over the place. Catholicism is like the fancy version,
yeah,
with its cathedrals and its like bishops and cardinals and the Pope, Vatican City. But like usually in Catholicism, at least when I was growing up, like they did not care.
No.
Oh, you didn't read the Bible? Whatever. Who cares? You don't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
Like whatever you do. Like Catholics were like the most like nonchalant people about it.
Yeah.
It's usually the Christians that get crazy about it. Whereas Catholics are like, eh.
Yeah.
Like, so for them to be like, well, they're not members of the church, and they're not this.
Yeah.
And you hear like Ed go, oh, come on. Because it's like, does it matter?
Come on.
Come on. But yeah, it's just like, come on. Like,
I will, point out, if you went to your local pagan witches, they would help you. They would help anyone, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the good priests would be like, I don't care, let's do this. Like, I'll help you with this.
Yeah. If you go to like a Zen temple, sometimes they would help you.
Meditation center.
Occasionally they might. So Annabelle is now coming for the Warrens' daughter. Because evidently these demons are in league together. And
well, it's like
so Bathsheba like picked up the phone and was like,
what's
hey,
up,
Annabelle.
bitch?
Hey, bitch, can you do me a favor? There's this little bitch in the house. Can you kill her for me? Thank you.
Well, and then Bathsheba is in the chair.
Yeah.
Holding the doll.
Yeah.
So obviously she like connection.
She floated over there somehow.
But what's crazy about that scene is it makes you think that there are other things than those two. Because, like, you see the house get dark, but when the daughter looks over at the museum again, she looks up. Like, there's some tall something standing there. And I'm like, is it just Annabelle that got let out of that room? Or is there something else that's walking out of that room?
Probably all the things. Like, lots of things came out of the room, yeah.
And that's why she's hiding in the office whenever you see Bathsheba with Annabelle. But it's like, she looks up, and I'm like, so what creepy-ass tall thing just walked out of that room that's, like, watching her?
Interesting.
So I'm thinking that more things got activated with her being there.
Probably. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that's such a good link, the way to link the whole, like, the locket, linking them together, totally. And then, like, have that transition thing.
I think it's a stretch.
Oh, for, like, a realistic thing.
Yeah, for a realistic but I like it.
For, like, a movie,
yeah,
it's a cool way to do that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, she has her in her locket, so now she can connect the locket. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, but it's like it's for an over dramatization of a thing. It's cool.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe they were experiencing things in their house at the time because they were kind of bringing stuff back with them.
Oh, I'm sure they were. I can't imagine they wouldn't.
But maybe not to that level.
Yeah, not to that level. So Carolyn takes a kid. I can't remember which one, and
she takes she takes Joey King. I can't remember her character's name, and then she takes April, which is the little girl.
Oh, she takes both of them. I thought it was just one. She takes both. Oh, okay. She takes
Joey
back
King
to the
and
house.
April, yeah,
because she's feeling the call to go back to the house because she's still possessed.
Yeah,
and the Warrens follow. They're in pursuit with the police.
Yeah,
well, one policeman, and when they get there, Carolyn's trying to kill one of them. One of the
youngest daughter.
The youngest daughter.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately she's going after the youngest daughter, but I think she'd probably kill both of them if she could.
Yeah.
And that one thing I will say when we talk about the cop too is like, what I like about this movie, it's not one of those like classic paranormal movies where it's like, hey, this is happening. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
This is like, no, we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
And we're gonna bring somebody for protection, whether he believes it or not.
Yeah, it's all involving people who actually have a belief in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
You don't have to
you know?
do that whole plot line of like,
Exactly.
bullshit.
Which I hate.
This
hate
is
that.
stupid.
Because it's always...
You're just hearing things.
It's always like a man.
It's always
saying
the
it to a
husband being
woman.
like, "You're crazy.
Like, you're a crazy woman.
You're crazy
Yeah.
woman. It's your time of the month. You're just seeing things."
Again, I'm equating demonic possession to mental health issues, and that is just my belief on that. Demonic possession is mental health issues. Just because it's like, just how crazy she is at that
feel
part.
Like it's mental health issues getting exacerbated by the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Ed starts to perform in exorcism.
Yes.
And that's when everything's like super crazy.
Everything hits the fan.
Oh, again, she, they throw a sheet over her just like the sheet hit the thing earlier. Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that.
I actually just put that together too. Now that you said it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they throw a sheet because she's going crazy. They're trying to get her, so they throw a sheet over her head to
tie her to the chair.
You tie her to the chair and stuff.
Yeah.
Which also makes it an easier way for them to transition between Carolyn and Bathsheba.
Exactly. To show the face.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. She ends up, after some crazy stuff, flying in the air, things like that. Carolyn gets away from them and goes into like the crawl spaces of the house. Or
so she actually goes through the hole.
Oh, that she fell out.
That she fell out of when Lorraine fell through the ceiling. And of course, like Drew, being the smart one he is, like, oh, she's under the floorboards under the kitchen. It's like, okay, now you're telling her where she is.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't realize, but like, that's true. But now she's going back, and then
the demon is expelled.
Yeah. It's like, and it was like a really sad moment when you first watch it and everything, where she's like, "This is your daughter," and it's like showing you like the day at the beach that she saw, and like this is what you're giving up. Like it's actually like a really heartfelt kind of sad moment.
It is.
And just to realize, like, the mom having the realization that she just did all this stuff not knowingly, and that she just scared the hell out of her daughter, and like, it's kind of fucked up.
It is. Oh, it's very fucked up.
I don't know how far the real Carolyn Perrin got.
Exactly.
When it came to that stuff, she obviously didn't try to kill her kid.
That we know.
I know that I know of, at least. Otherwise, I don't think the daughters would be. But I know she was like signs of possession, as in like just the things she was doing were weird, and I think erratic anger and things like that. But I don't know. I don't think it ever got to this level. Like, I thought they did a really good job with the ending scene, because it was like kind of an exorcism, but it was also like her bringing up a memory in her life. Yeah. To push it out. Yeah. Instead of it just being like, God's fighting the demon. It was like, no, you need to fight this from the inside. Like, you got this. Like,
which, brings it back to like very psychological sort of things. Psychological.
You can overcome this. This is you. Like, this is you as a person. And then, of course, we get the ending, and April gives the locket back to Lorraine because she found it in the basement.
Yes, this is the very heartfelt denouement of the story. That is the correct word, right?
I have no idea.
The like ending of something is the denouement. I don't remember.
I thought it was Finn. Just kidding.
My thought about this whole thing when they're all like sitting, outside, like, oh, it's over, is that I really feel that I really hope that mental health professionals were provided after the.
I'm sure the real family went through a lot of therapy.
I would hope.
You would hope so. Especially if they were okay enough to come back to a set based on their lives. And having to kind of relive it a little bit. Yeah. And of course, I don't think they were forced to. Like, I think the studio asked if they wanted to, and they came. Because I don't think the studio would be like, you have to be there. I don't think. Pretty sure they asked them, but it was okay. But it is really cool watching interviews and stuff, because they did do interviews with Carolyn Perrin and daughters and stuff, and talking about being on set and everything, and how it was just like,
I'll have to watch
weird. And Lorraine Warren, who said, a lot of the stuff was pretty accurate. Obviously the smaller stuff, and like what they were kind of experiencing in the house and everything, it's really cool. Yeah. Like, obviously movies over dramatize to make a story, which is fine.
She does say Lorraine Warren did say that at some point, the mom, Carolyn, was thrown across the room, though.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, she
that
does
did
say
actually.
that happened. Yeah.
Which actually is a good, because there's like the few moments where this movie gets crazy is like we have Lorraine falling into the basement, and then she has a realization that she possesses the mother to kill the child.
Yeah.
And then you have Nancy, who gets her hair pulled and she gets thrown across the room.
Yeah.
Now I've seen it so many times; it always shows up in the reels on my TikTok of how they filmed that. And it's like, of course, stunt doubles and whatever, but like you see the way they film it, where she gets thrown against the glass. Stunt double.
Yeah.
And then she kind of comes out a little bit, and then it gets pulled off to the side, which I think was actually her for a second. But then they already have somebody off to the side in the corner that gets pulled again.
Yeah.
The other side. And then they have somebody over there that gets pulled.
That's funny.
So it's like 3 different people getting pulled to make it look like it's one person. Which I thought was really cool the way they filmed that.
Yeah.
And the other thing about the ending is I love when everything goes silent for a second because they can't get into the house, and he shoots the door open, and then the music just goes crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You just get that like choir, that like it's crazy right after he shoots it. It's just like an insane entrance into this house where she's getting thrown around in the basement and trying to kill her kid. Like, it's awesome. Like, I just love those two moments. But yeah, it's a really good story. The true story and this story, and the way he did it very well.
Yeah.
Kept lightheartedness in there, kept the comedy in there, kept campiness in there.
Yeah. I'm like, comedy quotes. Yeah.
Well, comedy isn't like, comedy isn't like you have like little funny moments.
Yeah.
Like the cop coming out of the bathroom and they think the door's opening by itself, but it's him going to the bathroom. Things like that, where it's like, obviously during an investigation like that, it's not all serious.
Exactly.
It can't all be fucking serious.
No.
Like, something stupid had to have happened at some point.
For sure.
And it just lets you get to know the characters more.
Yeah.
And that's when you actually care about the characters. So it's like, I care about the fact that this woman's going through this, and like her daughter going through this and everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, you care about the family more.
Yeah.
Showing all that stuff.
Well, I really love this movie.
Same.
This was not a new movie to me, obviously. I'm gonna give this one 5 out of 5 Bathshebas. Yeah.
And I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 Shermans. It's her last name.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what? What?
I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 parent daughters.
Parent daughters. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Well, and then the other thing I wanted to mention, actually, really quick too, is
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right. The ending of the movie, they talk about. One, she says, by the way, the church okayed the exorcism.
Oh, yeah.
After they just went through all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like the Catholic Church should be late. But she says,
they were like, "Oh, you have daughters?
Right.
We're not interested.
We're not interested in that."
Sorry.
Then they say they have a case on Long Island, which is actually the Amityville Horror.
Oh,
house. Yeah. Lorraine Warren, and they open the second Conjuring with the Amityville Horror house.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
it's
that.
the seance they did with the Lutz family before they fled the house.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get into the Conjuring 2,
yeah,
that opening scene is mind blowing to me.
I forget.
I love that opening scene so much.
I'll have to watch
it's
that
one of my
again.
favorites of all time. That opening scene. But Lorraine Warren was the only clairvoyant / medium they ever let into that house.
Huh.
Only one.
Really?
Because she went there when the Lutz family was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then after they left, because they wrote the book, which became the movie.
Oh, okay.
Of the Amityville Horror. About their experiences and stuff.
Now I want to read the book.
You should.
Okay, go ahead.
The family that moved in afterward, so they had all these experiences, crosses turning upside down on walls, hearing voices.
Yeah.
I think in the movie her sister is a nun, which her sister I think was a nun, and she like could not stay in the house. Like, it was like a whole thing. The family that moved in afterward, which I don't know if they're the same ones that own it today, but they're like, we've got nothing. Like, they don't experience anything, and like that really tells me too that it also depends on the people.
Exactly.
Whether you believe in it or not, or like whether you think it was, it really depends on the people.
Yeah.
Because if like somebody moves in there and they just do not care or give a shit, obviously it's probably gonna just not do anything.
Yeah, a lot of haunted places, that's a common occurrence where a different family will move in and nothing.
I think I remember when they actually put that house in the market and it was like 1.5 million.
Wow.
This was years ago. Probably worth more than that now, but
Yeah, true.
it's a beautiful house. It's just terrifying.
Huh.
I mean, also because, you know, people were actually murdered in that house.
Yeah.
That was a true story.
Yeah.
It was an actual true story. But yeah, so yeah, Lorraine Warren was the only medium they ever let into that house. And I don't know if she really goes into full detail of her experiences there.
Huh.
But I would love to know, might look it up at some point and see if she has had anything to say about the...
I'm amazed that she never
house.
wrote. She didn't write a book or anything.
I don't think so.
God, that bothers me because I really would love to read.
I want to know more about her.
I know. I want to
like
know
from
everything.
her point of view,
Exactly.
kind of thing. She's like such a cool person.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did a really good job on this movie, and they of course have now created like a whole universe surrounding the Conjuring and the different stories that have come out of it.
Some good,
some good, some bad. But you know, we might get into some of them every once in a while, and might call back to these and stuff. But yeah, this one, the first Conjuring, is a very well made movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So highly recommend.
Yes, highly recommended. Highly recommended.
Highly recommended.
You know, until next time, thank you for tuning in just to our little podcast. Like and subscribe, write some comments, ask some questions, etc., etc.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yes,
Horror
do that.
Legend Pond. You can also DM us questions if you want to. Slide into those DMs.
Yeah. You can DM me anything.
If you want to know more about what we know about movies, or if you just want to know more about your host in general, within reason, of course.
Yeah. If you want to know more about yourself,
we can tell you.
Can't tell you.
You just have to ask.
Because we know you better than you know yourselves. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.